What I really began to see with a church getting involved is a powerful thing. Even if you go back to the history of the Jobs Partnership and where it started all the way back in Raleigh, North Carolina, you had Chris Mangum and Pastor McCoy coming together, and Chris tells Pastor McCoy, he says, you know what, I got trucks parked at my company because I have nobody to drive them. And then Pastor McCoy said, I got people parked in my benches, in the pews, because they have no jobs. He said, we could come together and work something out. So how does this really help a church? It helps a church, one, to be able to do what Christ calls us to do, to help, to touch the last, the least, and the lost, to become the hands and the feet of Christ. But it also helps the church secondarily by allowing people to get gainful employment. Those people, once they learn the principles that are in the Jobs Partnership, become tithing members, they become givers, not only at the church, but in the community. And they're able to be tax payers. So it changes the whole dynamic. So a church really gets involved. It blesses them as they're blessing people.
We originally got involved in Jobs Partnership when one of their people approached us. We'd been looking at several models for especially in the Mercy Drive area of our community. We were trying to figure out ways as we partner, how are we going to transform this community? We didn't want to be a Band-Aid approach. We wanted to systemically, over the long term, literally change a community. So how do we do that? Well, it had to start with job creation, job training. Part of that was education. So we were looking, what are the models that are out there that are doing this effectively? And that's how we found Jobs Partnership.
It was a natural fit for the Covenant to partner with Jobs Partnership because we've had professionals who are in the church, educators who are in the church, those who will help be able to mentor, and those who had already gone that path who could help bring some others along. So that's one aspect of it. On the other side, it was a fit for us because for those who just wanted to have a helping hand, to provide a meal, to be a smile, to help sign in persons, things of that sort. It also gave people who wanted to do the work of missions some local missions outreach work to do.
We've set a goal to help people in our church move from being what we call an entry-level ministry or occasionally serving to developing a habit of service. And what Jobs Partnership does is offer this incredible opportunity to develop a habit because it's a long-term commitment, really. It's not an afternoon serving. It's walking alongside with people who are underemployed or unemployed for a season. And that has helped us. Having that in-depth type of ministry has helped our church meet our goal of discipleship by not only a longer-term commitment, but developing a relationship with people who may be very different, who may not come in contact with each other in everyday life, but become committed to each other for this particular journey.
As a pastor, I have another way now of saying when it's time for us to reach out, not only will we feed the hungry and clothe those who are naked, but there's another group of individuals who we need to do our part and be of some assistance to. So it has helped us to become more well-rounded in our missions efforts.
So the value for our church has been this marvelous way to connect really gifted business leaders in a way that's going to help grow and build the kingdom, and they can really see the connection between their gifts and what the needs are in the community. And so there's been value in that, and then there's just been value in allowing our people to see that not everyone has had the same opportunities they've had, and that there are people who just with a little extra help can begin to find employment, and it just lifts who they are and gives them opportunities they never thought they had.
We talk about the movement of volunteers. Can they move from entry level to a habit of serving? Now Jobs Partnership actually has become a step along the way. And because people have given the 12 weeks to Jobs Partnership, they're willing to give more. We have ministries with an even longer commitment to help people on that next stage beyond the job. And so Jobs Partnership was one of those volunteer commitments that help people grow in the level of commitment that they can give in their volunteer time.
Well, it's made my job easier in terms of helping find places for my people to plug in. You want to create avenues of service in the life of the church. You know, they come in, they're fed, they're fired up, they want to serve the Lord. Okay, now how are they going to go do that? So Jobs Partnership is just a ready-made answer for how to plug people into service and mission.
If it's meaningful and if it's relevant, if volunteers can use their particular gifts and passions and strengths, and they see that it makes a difference, whether they get a thank you or whether they get a reward or not is not important. It's whether their time has been valued.
If you just try once to engage with Jobs Partnership from any vantage point, sending volunteers, sending students, going to a graduation, volunteering to speak at one of the classes yourself, I really believe that pastors will see how valuable the program is, and it's not something that would monopolize their time, because the Lord will always raise up someone in your congregation who will be a point person who can kind of run the ball. But it first takes that pastor's buy-in, and so I employ all pastors and those who are ministry leaders to just taste it, just try it, and you'll find that it is an extremely well-organized and well-effective program.
Many times you have students right in your congregation, but I really want you to understand that you're a gatekeeper. And so many times the students that you're going to get might not be sitting in the room, but as you minister the message, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who said, Pastor ministered on this message about a Jobs Partnership. There's a program that our church is engaged with that can help us go from the bottom to the top. As the young folk would say, we started at the bottom, now we're here, type moments. And so don't overlook anyone. Don't overlook any place. Don't overlook and don't ever stop telling the story, because somebody's gonna leave there and go tell their cousin, who's gonna go tell their cousin that there's a program that you could get engaged with. Come go with me. Let's go talk to the pastor. Let's go online. Let's fill out the application. Let's get involved in this program called the Jobs Partnership. I'm telling you, it works.